Hey, good morning. Welcome to my 14-day meditation boost. Today is day 11. Um, and before I start talking about the topic today, I did get two questions yesterday. One was in terms of this FREN idea that I've been talking about, FREN, the four ways that the brain changes, which is according to the neuroscientist Dan Siegel. And so I talked about F, meaning focused awareness, R, repetition, E is emotional arousal or passion, and then N is some novelty. And those are, according to Dan Siegel, those are the four ways that the brain starts making neuroplastic changes. And what my opinion is about this is that yoga and particularly mantra meditation meets all of those criterion for ways to change your brain. And certainly the research plays that out. The research is quite convincing, I think, in terms of the way that brain structures are changing through meditation, beginning with the research of Richard Davidson and Sarah Lazar and so many people since that time in the early 2000s have shown actual structural changes in the brain from the meditation practice. So the question was, what about this E part, this emotional arousal or passion part? How do you do that? What's that in mantra meditation? Because mantra meditation can seem pretty dry and boring, like you just say the same thing all again and again. So the E part is this idea that there's something sacred or very special about the word that you've chosen or the word that you are given if you do it through an initiation process with a yoga teacher. And that's the traditional way that mantra was delivered in the past. And now, it's not always easy to find your ashram on the corner store, but finding a mantra that really feels connected to you. Like, I was talking about my mom and she's very, very Catholic. And for her, that prayer or mantra of Christos eleison, like Christ have mercy, for her that's really powerful. It's really charged with some kind of emotion. So that's what's really important about the mantra, and that's what's important about the emotional connection or passion. It's something you have to feel passionate about it, otherwise you won't do it anyway. So that's something to think about. Now the next question was, how is this connected to identity? Because I have been talking about identity in the series too. Identity is I would say it's an emergent property as well, an emergent process, and so there can be variation in identity, but essentially the goal of mantra meditation is to render identity, is to make identity come forth and emerge from the process, right? So identity starts to emerge from the process of mantra meditation. What does that mean? I'm like, I get it, but it's difficult to explain. And sort of what it means is the yogis always said, as you think, so you become. So the idea is you use this powerful tool, and I've talked about it like it's a esoteric tantra or esoteric alchemy. It's magic. You use this powerful tool. Magic, by the way, is a cognate of Maya. It comes out of the Sanskrit, and it means that which it has the power to change your perception, right? So that you use this tool of mantra in order to instill or install in the mind a very powerful understanding of who you are. And the idea of who you are is not just I'm, a yoga teacher, or I'm a mother, or I'm a wife, or I'm a good gardener, I'm a cook, all those sort of labels that we put on things. All of that have an umbrella, and that umbrella meaning, the essential meaning is I am that one consciousness. I am Brahman, if you like, or oneness, or the ocean of oneness, or consciousness. The idea is not just that I'm something good, but rather it goes beyond. That's an umbrella that goes beyond any definition, any kind of adjective you could give for yourself. It goes beyond that into I am consciousness. And the idea is that you don't limit the things that you could be to, I'm a good gardener, but I'm a bad cook, or I'm good at writing, but I'm bad at math. I have that conversation with my 14-year-old son. He likes to, he occasionally gets frustrated. And he's like, oh, I'm so bad at math. And I go, that every time you say that, you reinforce that reality. So what reality do you want to reinforce? It doesn't even have to be a reality of a positive quality. So it's not a negative quality. It's not a positive quality. The mantra gives you this idea that it's everything. Anything is possible in human existence. Anything is possible. And that's the passion or the emotional arousal that hooks back into that helps us to change the brain through the process of meditation. So when you're thinking about identity, the identity is beyond anything that you could label. It's rather everything. And in giving that to yourself as an identity, then anything is possible. Anything is possible. And everything becomes magic because anything is possible. I know that sounds really idealistic and unreasonable and all those things. So, we have to hold those realities at the same time. Like, yeah, it's not possible for me to pass through walls right now, It's not possible for me to, teleport myself to another planet. Like I'm not talking about that. But the idea is you continually install a positive perception in your mind so that we stop limiting ourselves. And I hope that's more useful. I hope that's useful because we don't want to sort of create this idea of, and I see it happen in the yoga world a lot. I see it happen in the new age world, that we create this idea of like, oh, whatever you want, you can have. And that doesn't take into the problem with that thinking is, first of all, it's like a product. It's like a white person's problem, which it drives me crazy. It's like a product of excessive culture. I think that's not where we're going. That's a misinterpretation. That's a big problem with it. The other big problem with it is it doesn't take into account the very important philosophical aspect from the yoga tradition of samskara. And samskara is like baggage that you carry with you, whether or not you believe in past lives. Everybody comes into this life with baggage, and it's the baggage that are obstacles. And sometimes those are very big obstacles for us to overcome, So we can't just sort of have this airy fairy, Asheville kind of thinking that, it's all good, everything's fine, you can do whatever you want. That is so much more complex, and philosophically it's more complicated than that. Practically it's more complicated than that, and that unfortunately lends itself to magical thinking, which isn't necessarily helpful in any way. So how do we hold both the possibility that both the ideas that anything is possible, and I have this obstacles that I've come in with? And so the way that I understand mantra is you start bombarding, you start sort of pounding into those obstacles. And sometimes those obstacles are like marble, and they take years and years of pounding to overcome. But what you can ask anyone who has been meditating for years and years, and they will tell you that they've overcome a lot of stuff. The other piece is, according to the tradition, is as you pound through some of that stuff, more stuff comes up, so you never sort of done the work. We have lots of work to do. Okay, so then you go to, oh my God, we have lots of, that just made my whole body go, oh my God, I have so much work to do. It gets exhausting. So what is the attitude, or the, how do you shift out of that idea? Like, this is just so much hard work. And the way to shift out of that idea that this is overwhelming or too much hard work is that going back to that idea of emotional arousal and passion, it goes into where's my love? What makes me happy? Why do I want to sit here? What do I connect with when I sit here? If it doesn't feel wonderful and delicious and connected and at least have moments of that. It doesn't always feel like that, but if you don't have those moments of it, then that's really hard to have the impetus to sit, which is why I love that book. I have it on my shelf, Meditation for the Love of It by Sally Kempton. Yes, I think she's totally onto it. Meditation should feel like you're full of love. I'll leave a link to her book in my on my Facebook page today. So sorry I talked so much, but it's Sunday and I just I have lots of time. So I wanted to spend a little time with you explaining, answering those questions and also explaining. And then today's topic is supposed to be support, which I haven't got to yet. Maybe I'll just table that till tomorrow so we can have a little time to meditate together. Okay. So I'm going to do a real quick meditation here, and please continue after I stop the video. Soft shoulders, soften the muscles in your face, long spine, soft eyes. And as you breathe in, each particle of that breath, feel it as if it is imbued or, it's completely permeated with a feeling of love, the feeling of there's some kind of a support, there's a supportive presence in your life that fills you with life, that fills you with prana, that is intimately concerned about your existence, that wants you to be here, that wants to support you in your life, that your life is completely full of a supportive presence that unconditionally loves you. And the mantra is the vehicle of that presence. So I'll leave you with that today. Have a lovely meditation. Leave your questions and comments. I'll see you tomorrow. Only 2 more days for my survey, so take the survey. It's in the links. Namaste. Thanks for being here. Okay, I gotta figure out how to end you.